lineup. We have the Executone, fastest qualifier in that fleet. It is driven by George Johnson. We have the Miss Renault, and of course that's Milner Irvin. Brenda Jones is having a little difficulty getting started in the Princess Yachts. KISW Miss Rock, Mr. Otto, and the Island Securities rounds out Heat 1A. Let's look at the drivers. There's the Executone warming up the background, and let's take a look at the drivers now. In the Island Security, who just qualified just on Friday, Mitch Evans, Terry Turner in the twin-engine U5, Mr. Otto. Also joining this one, Fred Leland in the KISW Miss Rock Rolls powered. Brenda Jones, she's still having trouble getting started now in the Princess Yachts. We'll keep an eye on that. Milner Irvin in Les Boats, the Renault. And George Johnson, driver of the U8 Executone from Seattle.
Mike.
Yes, sir.
Mike and Steve, I know Pat O'Day likes to work out a formula for Brenda where it's very strict as far as timing to start the engine and get out on the course for the start of the race. Is it that, or is she just having trouble starting it?
Well, not anymore. She's out and running now, Don.
Okay, we got 6 boats out on the water.
Now, Don, I was talking to Pat O'Day yesterday, and he was telling me that they have Brenda timed so precisely that at the 5-minute gun, they hold her at the dock specifically for a certain amount of time before they send her out.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about, because it was the last one out, and I thought, okay, that's the plan going into effect. But we've got 6 boats out. The Island Security System. We told you their story in the first half hour of our coverage. Mitch Evans, the son of the late Norm Evans, who at one time drove this boat when it was down and out of the Tri-Cities area. Coming up just under 2 minutes now. Now, John Walters, Steve Reynolds, Mike Fitzsimmons, what are your gut feelings? What do you see so far, maybe with the naked eye and with our cameras, the little cat and mouse game's going on as we slowly approach now, coming up on the minute 30 mark?
Well, right about this time, Don, you know, the drivers that they've already picked who they know that they've got to beat and who they have to stay in front of. And I would say that maybe Fred Leland is probably trying to keep an eye on Milner and find out where he is. This is a pretty critical time of the race right now. Everybody's got everybody else in mind. I don't see an awful lot of jockeying. However, as you watch George Johnson cut across the center of the infield, he may be keeping an eye on Fred Leland.
Yeah, there doesn't really appear to be a whole lot of cat and mouse stuff going on right now, but of all the drivers out here, Milner definitely has the most experience of anybody. I think that you'll probably see some of the less experienced drivers maybe keying on Milner a little bit just to see where he's going to be and you know, going from there.
Who's going to fight for the inside? The Executone and the Renault probably, with Leland in there?
Well, I wouldn't say that the Renault is going to stay on the inside. I think Milner knows that he has the superior boat. I think Milner will be content to stay back and let everybody kind of play their hand a little bit. Wouldn't you say so, Michael?
I think everybody wants outside water on this course right now.
Yeah.
I would think,
it's a safe bet.
Milner, yeah, because his boat accelerates so quickly and gets through the turn so well. There's a whole lot of racing that's going to go on here in the next 5 laps or so, and he doesn't have to get them all in one shot. He'll pick them off one at a time.
That's the U5, the Mr. Otto, Ms. Radio out in front right now as they set up. Renault is out in about lane 4. Looks like George Johnson on the inside with the Island Security System in about lane 2, but Terry Turner way up in front. There you can see hugging the entrance buoy into that north turn.
Milner's going way deep. It looks like he's going to attempt to come around the corner here and get a real strong smoking start. And even if George is running on the inside lane there, he's going to have to give up some boat speed to run on that buoy line. So if Milner can play his cards right, he should have an awful good start going for himself.
Past the exit buoy. Here we go. Slowing way down. 5 seconds. The clock winds down. They still got another 1,000 feet to go. It's a good start. Terry Turner and the Mr. Otto Ms. Radio in first place in lane 1. On the way outside, as expected, Milner Irvin and the Miss Renault on the way outside. Brenda Jones just crossing the starting line now as they head into the south third. On the inside, lane 1, that's Terry Turner, Mr. Otto, Miss Radio. In lane 2, I believe, is George Johnson, the Executone, and that's the Renault way outside, just about parallel with the lead boat, Terry Turner on the inside. In that south turn, Turner doing a good job holding on as he stays in lane number 1. Getting ready now to go head on into that wind in the north third, into the far straightaway. Going way outside, there's the Renault, moving very nicely. Doesn't look all that choppy, getting a lot of air under the boat. He's moving way out in front now. There's the difference now between the first, second, and third place boats. First place, Renault. Second place, George Johnson in lane 2, and in lane 1 is Terry Turner. 2-second lead now for the Renault, ahead of George Johnson. Johnson hanging in there, though, in lane 2. Terry Turner still in third place on the inside. Way back, Fred Leland, and the Island Security System behind him. Sixth place, Brenda Jones in the Princess Yachts. Now into the north third. Terry Turner and George Johnson. Good battle for second and third place right now. Renault, Milner Irvin on the outside. The brand new yellow boat, very light boat, got Allison's inside there. He's widening his lead as they come down the main straightaway, completing lap George Johnson, third place, the U5. 6-second lead now for the Renault. All the boats still on the same lap. Coming across the line, completing lap 1, the Miss Rock, the KISW with Fred Leland. Now into the south third, there's the leader. They call him Mr. Clean, Milner Irvin. So far, that hunch is paying off for Jerry Shanis, who owns the boat, of course. Lap 1, 110.1 miles per hour for the Renault. My goodness, he qualified as that. And he's out there with choppy water and a lot of traffic. They're on lap 2. Is now the lead of the Renault. Goes down the backstretch. That's the difference. You can see the water calming down a little bit. A brand new boat, the Allison. And it's a sweetheart right now. Very low-profile boat, John. Really low profile. Look at that.
Yeah, the boat's really running very well right now. It accelerates extremely well, comes off the turns real quick, and it gets through the turns real fast. And that's one of the strongest points of this particular boat right now is the way that its turning ability, the way it can get through the boat and come off the turns.
Okay, second place. There's the Renault still in first place, coming into the north third, getting ready to complete lap number 2. George Johnson, the executone, looks like he's happy to hold on to second place right now as they start to spread it out a little bit. Milner Irvin coming across the finish line, completing lap number 2. He's in first place.
That's really an advantage for Milner to be out in first place, too, with that boat being real sensitive in the rough water. He's putting the rough water back there for everybody else to have to run in right now. So he's out in front running the clean water, can pick the lane that he wants to run in, and that's definitely an advantage.
There's the gap now, second place boat. There it is, George Johnson, the executone. That's the old U-95, the turbine boat. Used to be the Oboy Oberto. In fact, Scott Pierce drove that in '81 and was co-rookie of the year as a driver. Third place, Terry Turner. Fourth place, Fred Leland. The Miss Rock, the KISW. That boat only a year old. It's all aluminum, very light boat. Fred doesn't really want to drive it, but he's in the cockpit today. Lap 2 speed, 115 miles per hour for the Renault. So I think they took care of any kind of engine problems they had. They said they were leaking a little bit. Good battle right now for 5th and 6th place. The Island Security System just coming across the finish line for lap 2, just passing Brenda Jones on the inside. There it is. Brenda Jones on the left, Nick Evans on the right in the Island Security System. Everybody's now on the third lap. That's the leader, Milner Irvin. And the Miss Renault, that low-profile wing in the back doesn't do a whole lot of good, especially when you don't have a cowling, and that's even tougher with a Allison when you got those big turbochargers on top. There again is the race for 5th and 6th, Brenda on the left, and that's Mitch Evans on the right as they're in the south third. The Renault now completing the lap 3. A couple more laps and he can come home with 200 points. They get half points here in the slow heat. Milner Irvin took last year off, 1982. But now he's in a very big, good boat, behaving very well. Lap 3 average speed, 114 miles per hour for that man right there. This turbocharged Allison and the Miss Renault.
That's really a pretty good indication that Milner's able to go a little bit faster on each lap because the water is getting rougher and rougher each time they go out there. He's got enough of a lead now. He's starting to stretch it out to where he's starting to get in some of the bad water from the other boats in front of him or behind him. And the boat really seems to be stepping over the rough stuff pretty well. It's a little bit flighty at times, but it's very much in control.
Here comes Brenda Jones now trying to challenge Mitch Evans again. That's the battle for 5th and 6th. It looks like he's going to overtake him. They're going into the north turn. They're on lap number 3. On the outside, there's the Coast Guard helicopter staying right with them. In the meantime, there's your leader on lap number 4 is Milner Irvin. He's just about ready to lap him. He's on lap 4. He's on the north turn. He's coming up on these two boats. That's the Island Security System on the right, and on the left is Brenda Jones and the Princess Yachts. Milner Irvin, the Miss Renault, on the inside on the right of your screen, trying to go past Mitch Evans, heading south on the main straightaway. He is beginning his final lap now. He's the leader, going away. George Johnson gets 10. He comes out of the north turn now. So you got a whole straightaway for a lead for Milner Irvin and the La Boat, the Miss Renault. Lap 4 speed, 111 miles per hour. Boy, this is going to be a cakewalk for the Renault. This kind of thing keeps up.
Looks like you got somebody going down
and
the water.
The Island Security System down in the south third has turned into the infield and has gone dead in the water. In the meantime, there's George Johnson completing lap 4, about to go after the final lap of the race now. Fred Leland, he is in 4th place. Terry Turner now in the U5 coming across the main straightaway. He's okay. He's waving. Now that means he needs assistance right away, right? That the boat might be sinking or there might be a fire.
Yeah, if he's waving an option or something, that indicates that he's definitely got a problem. If he's just waving his hands, that indicates that he's okay. But he's got something in his hand. Somebody better get over there in a hurry and figure out what's going wrong. This,
of course, is the leader, Milner Irvin. Let's keep an eye now on Mitch Evans down there in the south third of the infield because, as he said, When you wave an obstacle, that means he needs help right away. Milner Irvin, he's on his way. He's going to get the first place. He's going to get the victory, and he's 1A. Milner Irvin, the Renault winner. Heat 1A. A very impressive performance by that very light boat on a very... Moments ago, this was pre-recorded. And that's a shame, because these guys have worked, like we said earlier, 4 years just to get the boat qualified for the first time. The race is on, as you can see. John, Steve, Mike, join in here. Oh, this is heartbreaking.
It really is tough for them. These guys have worked really too hard to have to go through something like this, and finally got the boat running to where it was performing reasonably well. And now to have to put it back on the trailer all wet like this, they deserve better than this.
I agree. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're out of the race, though. If you remember last year.
Do I ever?
Yes, and so do I. Okay, it seems. Lou?
Yeah, Steve, our live picture is a little bit different from the tape one we saw just a moment ago. The boat is completely submerged now. Only the bit of the tail fin is above water. There are about 4 divers underneath the boat trying to affix the more flotation devices, I imagine. Even driver is down there, too. Some members of the Squire Shop camp have run over to kind of help out. Jerry Zuvich is there. This boat rammed into the dock as it came in, and in fact, you can see one of the workers, or one of the crew members, in fact, I don't even think it is a crew member, I think it's just somebody that came running down there, is holding the front end of the boat while laying on the dock. This boat is underwater, and it is trying to go down further. They've attached the crane, but they cannot get the rear part of the crane attached to the boat. That's the problem they're having now. 3 members of the crew are also underwater, and now see they're unhooking the crane because they can't get it hooked on the back of the boat. We're going to try to get the driver over here and ask him what happened, too. Let me throw it back to you so I can...
Our advantage.
What Mitch is talking about is that Ellison engine that they have in there. It's a slightly different version. Some engineers out of Utah have tried to find more horsepower.
We've got a real good crew, and they're going to get right after it, so we'll see.